Here's another great video from Thomas Sowell where he debunks the myth that the rich get rich by exploiting the poor. You have to ask yourself, if rich people only get rich by exploiting the poor, then why are there more billionaires in poor countries? Why are the greatest sum of billionaires in rich countries? I think part of the reason is probably because they are selling things like goods and services to people that they want, and people are rewarding them by paying them back. I, for example, do not dislike Elon Musk like some, and I'm looking forward to these Tesla bots that I was reading about recently. They can that they are coming out, I think, next year in 2027, and that they're going to be able to follow recipes and do your laundry. They're going to be pricey in the beginning, but like most technologies in under capitalism, we will capture economies of scale and they will get significantly cheaper over time. But anyways, let's watch this great video from Thomas Sowell.
But again,
and you speak as a former Marxist. You were a
yes,
Marxist.
oh yes,
you considered yourself a Marxist for some years.
Oh, during the McCarthy era, by the way.
Tom Sowell always swimming against the stream.
It simply was never put to any test. Now, the test I suggest is a simple one, but it is a test. And if it's true that the rich are rich because they're keeping the poor poor, then in a country with lots of billionaires, you should correspondingly have great amounts of poor people. But if you compare the actual data, there are more billionaires in the United States than in Africa and the Middle East put together. And yet the standard of living of the poor in the United States is higher than that of people in Africa and the Middle East. So by that simple standard, it just doesn't hold up.
There are problems with the theory.
But again,
and you speak as a former.
As Thomas Sowell has also said in the past, poverty hardly doesn't even really exist in the United States. I mean, the bottom 11%, they get quite a lot of government benefits. You get your food stamps, you get your government funded housing. You can get down payment assistance programs, and like 75% of that goes for women, largely single mothers, younger single mothers, getting that down payment assistance so they can buy a house. So Americans receive far more in-kind benefits than the Europeans do. All they want to talk about in Europe is universal this or that, but universal this or that is welfare for the rich. Why don't they point that out? Why don't they point that out that they're giving health care, that the lower class people, middle class people are paying for health care for rich people when things are universal? Same thing with universal college education. Why is it universal for the rich? Well, most European countries have lower rates of college graduation than the United States. In Germany and Switzerland, I believe both are lower. For sure, Germany is, off the top of my head. I know that they have a much smaller percentage of the population with college degrees. On the flip side, though, they have vocational high schools, which I think are interesting, right? Why can't people go from middle school straight into a vocational high school and just learn how to become a plumber or an electrician? Those are incredibly important jobs that completely change the world, right? What's that old saying? Doctors have saved millions of lives. Plumbers have saved billions, right? Real work is real important, and I approve of it. So do these guys. Share, like, subscribe, please. Thank you.